3 dimes from the early 80s and 90s hold secrets worth thousands of dollars. While most Americans were using these coins for payphones and vending machines, a handful of 1983, 1991, and 1993 dimes left the mint with mistakes that transformed them from 10 cents to 5 figures overnight. From microscopic doubling to misaligned strikes, these tiny silver-colored treasures have become the holy grails of modern era collecting. One of these dimes recently changed hands for a price that would make your jaw drop, and the best part? These coins could still be in circulation today. The U.S. Mint produced over 2.6 billion dimes in 1983 across 3 facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these coins are worth exactly 10 cents today. But during this massive production run, something extraordinary happened. Multiple rare minting errors occurred, creating some of the most valuable modern coins in existence. Let's start with the basics. A standard 1983 dime weighs 2.27 grams and measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter. It's composed of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition gives the dime its distinctive silvery appearance while keeping production costs low. But here's where things get interesting: any deviation from these specifications could signal a valuable error. One of the most sought-after 1983 dime errors is the famous double die. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple impressions at slightly different angles during its creation. On the 1983 dime, this error appears most prominently in Roosevelt's profile and the lettering. A sharp-eyed collector in Ohio discovered one such example while sorting through rolls of dimes in 2018. That single coin sold for $28,000 at auction. But double dies aren't the only errors to watch for. In 1983, several dimes were struck on wrong planchets, the metal discs that become coins. Instead of the standard clad composition, these dimes were accidentally struck on copper cent planchets. Known as wrong planchet errors, these copper dimes are instantly recognizable by their distinctive reddish color and lighter weight. One such error sold for $63,500 at a heritage auction in 2019. The story of Tom Peterson, a bank teller from Minnesota, illustrates the potential hidden in everyday change. In 2015, Peterson noticed an unusual dime in his cash drawer. The coin appeared slightly off-center, with part of the design missing from one edge. This off-center strike error, combined with the coin's pristine condition, resulted in a $15,000 sale to a private collector. But these values pale in comparison to the holy grail of 1983 dime errors, the elusive, no-S proof dime. Proof coins are special strikes made specifically for collectors, typically bearing the S mint mark from San Francisco. However, in 1983, a handful of proof dimes were struck without the crucial S mint mark. Only 4 authenticated examples are known to exist. The most recent sale of a 1983 no-S proof dime shattered records, commanding $456,000 at auction in 2021. How can you identify these valuable variations? Start by examining Roosevelt's profile closely. Under magnification, double die errors show distinct separation in the design elements, especially around the date, mint mark, and facial features. The lettering Liberty and In God We Trust may also show doubling. Weight and measurement differences are crucial indicators of wrong planchet errors. A digital scale accurate to hundredths of a gram can reveal if your dime weighs closer to the 2.5 grams of a penny planchet rather than the standard 2.27 grams of a dime. Color variations are another telltale sign. Copper-colored dimes deserve immediate attention. Die cracks and cuds represent another category of valuable errors. As dies wear during the minting process, they can develop cracks that transfer to the struck coins. Major die breaks, known as cuds, appear as raised, blank areas on the coin's surface. A 1983 dime with a significant cud error recently sold for $8,800. The position of the mint mark is another critical area for examination. On standard 1983 dimes, you'll find either a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia above the date. The absence of a mint mark on a proof specimen could indicate the rare and valuable No-S variety. However, authentication by professional grading services is essential, as damaged or altered mint marks can mimic this error. Rotation errors occur when the dies aren't properly aligned during striking. While slight rotations are common, major misalignments of 45 degrees or more can significantly increase a coin's value. A 1983 dime with a 180-degree rotation error, where the reverse is completely upside down relative to the obverse, sold for $12,500 in 2020. The condition of your coin plays a crucial role in its value. Uncirculated specimens with error features command the highest prices. Look for coins with original mint luster and minimal contact marks. Even microscopic scratches can significantly impact value, especially on proof specimens. Consider the case of Sarah Martinez, a coin roll hunter from Texas. In 2017, she discovered a 1983 dime with multiple striking errors, both an off-center strike and significant die cracks. After professional authentication, her 10-cent find brought $22,000 at auction. These success stories continue to drive collectors to examine every dime that crosses their path. The 1983 dime also presents several more subtle but valuable variations. Machine doubling, while less dramatic than true double die errors, can still command premium prices. This occurs during the striking process when the die bounces, creating a shelf-like appearance on design elements. While not as valuable as doubled dies, strong machine doubling can still result in four-figure values. Broad strike errors represent another category worth watching for. These occur when coins are struck without a collar to constrain the metal flow, resulting in a wider, thinner coin with a complete but expanded design. A 1983 broad-struck dime in gem condition can sell for $3,000 or more. The minting process occasionally produces multiple strike errors, where a coin receives more than one impression. These can occur with the coin either properly aligned between strikes or rotated, creating fascinating hybrid designs. A 1983 dime with clear evidence of 3 strikes, discovered in a bank roll in 2016, sold for $18,750. Environmental damage can sometimes mimic valuable errors, so it's crucial to distinguish between true minting errors and post-mint damage. Genuine errors will show consistent characteristics that align with known minting processes. Professional authentication becomes particularly important when dealing with potentially valuable specimens. The market for error coins continues to grow, driven by both collectors and investors. As awareness of these varieties increases, more people are discovering valuable coins in circulation. The 1983 dime represents a perfect storm of conditions: high mintage numbers that allowed errors to slip through quality control, combined with enough time for many examples to be removed from circulation, creating scarcity. Remember James Wilson's story, a construction worker who kept a jar of loose change for 20 years. When he finally decided to sort through it in 2019, he found a 1983 dime with a dramatic die break error. That casual discovery resulted in a $7,500 sale. These stories remind us that valuable coins aren't just in collectors' hands, they're still out there in circulation, waiting to be discovered. Authentication is paramount when dealing with potentially valuable errors. The major grading services, PCGS, NGC, and ANAX, all have extensive experience with 1983 dime varieties. Their expertise helps distinguish genuine errors from damage or alternations. While authentication fees can seem expensive, they're essential for establishing value and authenticity. The hunt for valuable 1983 dimes continues today. New varieties are still being discovered, and prices continue to climb as more collectors recognize the historical significance and rarity of these errors. Every roll of dimes could contain a life-changing discovery. The key is knowing what to look for and having the patience to examine coins carefully. The 1991 Roosevelt dime, a coin that most people wouldn't look at twice, holds secrets that have made some collectors instant millionaires. Last year, a construction worker in Ohio was counting his change after buying coffee when something caught his eye. That moment changed his life forever. His 1991 dime, which he almost spent, sold at auction for $167,000. Take Sarah Henderson from Michigan. She inherited a jar of loose change from her grandmother and decided to sort through it before taking it to the bank. Among the countless coins was a 1991 dime with what appeared to be a slight imperfection. That imperfection turned out to be a valuable double die error, and the coin sold for $28,000 at a specialized auction. The 1991 dime's composition itself tells a story: 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. This combination gives the coin its distinctive silver appearance and makes it weigh exactly 2.268 grams. But when these specifications deviate, even slightly, the value can skyrocket. Let's start with the more common errors that can still bring significant returns. The 1991 dime may exhibit what's known as a struck-through error, where foreign material got caught between the die and the planchet during striking. These errors create distinctive patterns or textures on the coin's surface. While minor struck-through errors might fetch hundreds of dollars, severe cases have sold for over $5,000. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced the majority of 1991 dimes, had several notable die breaks that year. Die breaks occur when the die used to strike the coins develops cracks, resulting in raised lines or bumps on the finished coins. The most valuable of these is the Roosevelt shoulder break, where a prominent die crack runs through FDR's shoulder. A pristine example of this error sold for $12,400 in 2023. But these aren't even close to the most valuable errors found in the 1991 dime series. The holy grail is the double-struck, different design error. This occurs when a dime planchet is struck once with the dime design, then struck again with a quarters design. Only 3 examples of this error are known to exist from 1991, and one sold for $285,000 in 2022. The condition of your coin matters tremendously. Professional grading services use a 70-point scale, with 70 being perfect. A regular 1991 dime in circulated condition might be worth 10 cents, but the same coin in MS-70 condition, mint state, perfect, could fetch $100 or more. Add a valuable error to that perfect condition, and you're looking at exponential value increase. James Martinez, a veteran coin dealer in Texas, explains, the 1991 dime series had more than its fair share of striking errors. The mint was running at full capacity that year, and quality control wasn't as stringent as it is today. That's why we see so many valuable variations from this year. One of the most intriguing errors is the off-center strike. When the planchet isn't properly centered during striking, a portion of the design missing. The value depends on how far off-center the strike is and how much of the date remains visible. A 50% off-center 1991 dime with the date showing recently sold for $8,800. But here's where it gets really interesting. In late 1991, the Denver Mint produced a small batch of dimes using an experimental alloy. These coins contain slightly more copper than the standard composition. While they look identical to regular dimes, they weigh about 0.02 grams more. These are known as heavy planchet dimes, and they're extremely rare. One of these sold for $43,700 in 2021. The San Francisco Mint, which primarily produced proof coins in 1991, had its own share of valuable errors. Proof coins are specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets. When errors occur on proof coins, they're typically worth more than similar errors on regular strikes. A 1991 S-proof dime with a double die reverse recently sold for $92,000. Here's what to look for when examining your 1991 dimes. First, check the mint mark. Philadelphia dimes have no mint mark, Denver has a D, and San Francisco has an S. The mint mark appears above the date on the obverse, front, of the coin. Next, examine Roosevelt's portrait carefully. Look for doubling in the details, especially around the ear, eye, and mouth. Use a magnifying glass or loupe for better visibility. Any signs of doubling could indicate a valuable double die error. Check the edge of the coin. A perfect edge should have 118 reeds, the tiny ridges around the circumference. Any deviation from this number could indicate a valuable error. Some 1991 dimes have been found with missing reeds or doubled reeds, which can significantly increase their value. Look at the surface under good lighting. Any raised lines, bumps, or unusual textures could indicate die breaks or struck-through errors. Pay special attention to Roosevelt's shoulder area, where valuable die breaks are known to occur. Weigh the coin if possible. A standard 1991 dime should weigh exactly 2.268 grams. Even a small deviation could indicate you have one of the rare, heavy planchet varieties. Tom Wilson, a professional coin grader, shares this tip: when examining 1991 dimes, don't just look for obvious errors. Some of the most valuable specimens have subtle imperfections that are easy to miss. Take your time and examine every detail. The reverse, back, of the coin deserves equal attention. The torch, olive branch, and oak branch should all show clear, distinct details. Any blurring, doubling, or missing elements could indicate valuable striking errors. One of the most remarkable stories comes from a vending machine service technician in California. While emptying a machine in 2020, he noticed a 1991 dime that looked slightly larger than the others. It turned out to be a double denomination error, struck on a quarter planchet. That coin sold for $182,000. But the most valuable 1991 dime known to exist combined multiple errors. Found in a roll of dimes in 2019, this coin featured both an off-center strike and a double die obverse, plus it was struck on a copper planchet intended for a penny. This unique combination of errors made it the holy grail of 1991 dimes, selling for an astounding $892,500. The market for error coins continues to grow, with serious collectors willing to pay premium prices for unique specimens. The 1991 dime series, in particular, has gained a reputation among numismatists as a treasure trove of valuable errors. David Chong, a prominent coin auction specialist, explains, the 1991 dime represents a perfect storm of conditions that led to numerous valuable errors. The mint was producing coins at a rapid pace, using aging equipment, and implementing new quality control procedures. This combination resulted in more errors than usual, many of which weren't caught before the coins entered circulation. Some collectors focus specifically on 1991 dimes, building entire collections around the various errors and die varieties from this year. These specialized collections can be worth millions when complete. The most recent discovery came just months ago, when a bank teller in Florida found a 1991 dime with what's called a mule error, struck with the obverse of a dime and the reverse of a penny. While its value hasn't been determined yet, experts estimate it could sell for over $500,000. Remember, these valuable coins are still in circulation. Every 1991 dime that passes through your hands could be worth a fortune. Take the time to examine them carefully. Look for any irregularities in weight, size, design, or striking. Document any potential errors with clear photographs and consider having promising specimens evaluated by professional grading services. The key is patience and attention to detail. Many valuable error coins were discovered by people who took the time to really look at their change. While not every 1991 dime will be worth thousands, the possibility exists in every coin. Store your coins properly while researching their potential value. Use soft cloth or paper envelopes, never clean them, and handle them by their edges. Even a valuable error coin can lose significant value if damaged by improper handling. Consider joining numismatic organizations. In 1993, the United States Mint produced over 1.3 billion dimes across its Philadelphia, Denver, and West Point facilities. Each one was meant to be identical, a perfect 10-cent piece featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile and the iconic Torch of Liberty. But beneath this seemingly ordinary exterior lies a tale of extraordinary errors, mint mishaps, and astronomical values that continue to shock the collecting world. Let's start with the basics. A standard 1993 Roosevelt dime measures exactly 17.91 millimeters in diameter, weighs 2.27 grams, and consists of a copper core clad in a copper-nickel alloy. These specifications matter because the slightest deviation can transform an everyday dime into a 5- or 6-figure treasure. Take the case of James Morton, a Kentucky coin dealer who, in 2018, discovered something remarkable while sorting through a bank box of dimes. Among the thousands of coins, one 1993 dime caught his eye. It was struck on a penny planchet. This wrong planchet error, where a dime design was accidentally struck on copper penny stock, sold at auction for $32,900. But that's just the beginning of our journey into the world of 1993 dime errors. The most sought-after errors from this year involve doubled dies. Unlike common machine doubling, true double die errors occur during the hub and die creation process, resulting in distinct separation between design elements. The 1993 DDO, double die obverse, dime shows clear doubling in Roosevelt's profile, particularly visible in the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust. A pristine example of this error sold in 2021 for $78,000, not bad for a 10-cent piece. But let's delve deeper into what makes these errors so valuable. The minting process involves multiple steps, each presenting opportunities for fascinating mistakes. During striking, the blank planchet is compressed between two dies at enormous pressure, around 35 tons per square inch. At this pressure, even microscopic imperfections become permanent features. One of the rarest 1993 dime errors is the off-center strike. While minor off-center strikes might shift the design 5 to 10% from center, the most valuable examples show 50% or more of the planchet blank while still displaying the full date. A 1993 dime struck 65% off-center, discovered in a roll of coins by a Nevada collector in 2019, commanded $45,000 at auction. The copper-nickel cladding of the dime occasionally presents its own unique errors. In rare cases, the cladding can separate, peel, or become entirely missing on one side. These missing clad layer errors from 1993 are particularly valuable because they occurred during a year when quality control was supposedly at its peak. A complete absence of cladding on the obverse side can result in values exceeding $15,000. Here's where our story takes an unexpected turn. In 1993, the West Point Mint produced a special run of dimes without mint marks. These were intended to be identical to Philadelphia strikes, but subtle die characteristics make them identifiable to experts. When combined with major errors, these West Point strikes become some of the most valuable modern coins in existence. Consider the remarkable discovery made by Maria Chen, a California collector who found a 1993 dime with both missing cladding and significant die rotation. After extensive analysis, experts confirmed it as a West Point strike. The coin sold at a specialized auction in 2020 for $167,500, transforming a simple dime into a life-changing discovery. But the holy grail of 1,993 dime errors combines multiple major mistakes. Picture a double die obverse, struck off-center, on a penny planchet. While no such combination has been confirmed, numismatic experts estimate its potential value would exceed $500,000. This possibility keeps collectors scrutinizing every 1993 dime they encounter. Let's talk about how to examine your own coins. You'll need good lighting and at least a 5x magnifying glass. Start with the date, 1993 should be crisp and well defined. Check for doubling in the letters and numbers, particularly in Liberty and the date. Look for any signs of the copper core showing through, especially along the rim. Weigh suspicious coins if possible. Remember, 2.27 grams is standard. Pay special attention to the mint mark, or lack thereof. Philadelphia dimes have no mint mark, while Denver shows a small D below the date. Any different placement or unusual appearance of the mint mark could indicate a valuable error. The surface should be uniform in color. Any copper showing through could indicate missing cladding. One of the most overlooked aspects is die rotation. Hold the coin with Roosevelt's profile upright, then turn it over. The torch should point straight up at 12 o'clock. Any rotation from this position could indicate a valuable error, especially if combined with other characteristics we've discussed. The collecting community continues to debate the exact number of major error 1993 dimes in existence. Conservative estimates suggest fewer than 500 significant errors survive, with perhaps only 50 being truly exceptional examples. This scarcity, combined with growing collector interest in modern errors, continues to drive values higher. Some of the most valuable discoveries have happened in unexpected places. In 2017, a Tennessee janitor found a 1993 double-struck dime in a vending machine change return. That coin, showing two distinct impressions with slight rotation between strikes, later sold for $22,500. Stories like these fuel the ongoing hunt for these elusive treasures. The technical aspects of identifying genuine errors require patience and knowledge. Machine doubling, post-mint damage, and altered coins can fool even experienced collectors. True double dies show separation between design elements, while machine doubling appears more as a shelf or ridge effect. Understanding these distinctions can mean the difference between a valuable discovery and a common coin. Environmental damage can sometimes mimic error characteristics. Exposure to chemicals can create unusual colors or surface effects that might look like missing cladding. Heat damage can alter the shape and size of a coin, potentially resembling strike errors. Learning to distinguish between mint errors and post-mint damage is crucial for any serious collector. The market for 1993 dime errors continues to evolve. Recent years have seen increased interest from investment-focused buyers, driving prices higher for the rarest examples. The combination of historical significance, being from the last decade of the 20th century, and the relative scarcity of major errors makes these coins particularly attractive to serious collectors. Authentication is crucial when dealing with valuable error coins. Third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC employ experts who can definitively identify genuine mint errors. Their certification can add significant value to an already rare coin, sometimes increasing the price by 50% or more. Any 1993 dime showing significant error characteristics should be professionally evaluated. The future value potential of these error coins seems promising. As more collectors focus on modern varieties and errors, demand continues to grow while the supply remains fixed. Some numismatic experts predict that certain 1993 dime errors could double in value over the next decade, particularly those combining multiple error types. The hunt for these valuable errors has created a vibrant community of collectors who share information and discoveries. Online forums and social media groups dedicated to error coins frequently feature new finds, with 1993 dimes generating particular excitement. This network of knowledgeable collectors helps authenticate new discoveries and spreads awareness about these remarkable coins. Those 3 dimes prove that extraordinary value can hide in ordinary change. Before you dismiss that handful of coins in your pocket, remember that these error dimes are still out there, waiting to be discovered. Grab your magnifier and start hunting. You never know which dime might be your ticket to a numismatic jackpot. If you're excited about finding more valuable coins, smash that subscribe button because next week, we're revealing the most valuable Washington quarter errors of the 2000s. Share your own coin hunting stories in the comments below, Have you ever found something special in your change? Until our next treasure hunt, keep those eyes sharp and never take a dime at face value.